from 6 to 9, Monday to Friday.
The Morning Mix.
Always loving local music. It's Extras 321 with Shut Up Money. Moro.
Oh, money must never shut up.
Shut up. Apparently, I'm having big money. It doesn't matter where I got it from. And if you find out where I got it from, Andy Kupo Shut Up Money.
Oh, I'll give you shut up money.
Yeah.
I thought he's telling the money to shut up.
No. So shout out Michael Abishelelo. Good morning, Maria. How's you?
Shout out to who?
Never mind.
Who?
Shut up, Monimus. Shut up, Moni.
Oh, I thought he was I thought he's saying it. That's why I'm like,
no,
why
no,
is
no,
it
no,
music now? Good morning.
How's the Thursday? Yeah, this weekend just
Mini
come
Friday. We call it a mini Friday.
It feels like just a long week that's just refusing to end.
Yeah.
I want to get to sleep. Neville is somewhere around the building. He's going to be joining us pretty soon.
Like he just stepped out and didn't say anything.
Hy het met sy phone gegaan. It's probably a side chick. knowing Neville. Well, he has to come because he was very passionate about this particular discussion that we are going to have this morning.
So what do you want us to do in the meantime? Just look at each other?
No, in the meantime, we can actually start chatting about it. I just want to get your perspective, all right? There is this notion, and I guess there's a certain level of truth to it, that Namibian men become a bit xenophobic when it comes to Namibian women dating foreign men, especially African men. Because there doesn't seem to be that big of an uproar when it's a European or an American. I haven't seen a Namibian with an Asian yet, so I don't really know. But but there seems to be a bias against other African men. What do you think? What is your experience?
Well, he's never. He can.
Los way.
He gets so defensive so quickly.
Hy begin klaar.
Gaan aan met julle se storie wat julle begin het.
Is that not your story?
Is nie my storie nie. It's a Namibian story.
It's his story. I literally walked into the studio and the first thing is like, yeah, man, I know Sefer, man. Hukom. So I was like, yo, what happened yesterday or this week or to trigger you like that?
Nee, ek wil net vra. It's just a question I'm asking. What is wrong with us as Namibian men?
You're violent.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Me Too movement.
Yeah. So that's violent.
Nee.
As we are going over beyond the borders
to
find our soulmates.
But honestly, Maria, what? It's a trend that we see very regularly in Namibia now.
I actually don't think it's that common. Let me be very clear. I think yes, we have women that date foreigners, specifically fellow Africans. But I wouldn't say it's a trend, or I wouldn't say it's common, because most relationships in this country are still from within the borders, like nationals dating other, like generally same tribe dating, and then occasionally outside the tribes, but still within the Namibian borders. Once in a while, you will find a woman. I don't even see a lot of Namibian women with South African men, to be honest. Even the Angolans, I don't really see Namibian women with Angolans. No, used to be. Not so much now. Not so much now. Like, really, when was the last time you saw it? I
see them. Hoogland Park service station.
All my Angolan friends have Namibian girlfriends.
Ja. Kom strand tot op pay, tafish.
Tá bom.
Die broeke lê hierso.
No, that was like 2019. Yeah, that's so it was very hectic.
Toe hulle geld gehad het of wat?
Precies.
So wait a minute. Can we just stop there? Toe hulle geld gehad het and you answered yes.
Yes.
So you Namibian women, julle jag net geld.
No, there's two elements to it. Number one, the reason I said yes when they had money is because they were also more concentrated here in the capital when there was money, because my father money was everywhere, so you saw them in clubs, you saw them everywhere, and obviously you're prone to date them. I mean, they're
prone to date them.
Yeah, because they're around you.
They're around you with money,
and they have that thing. I don't like to compare, but they're just romantic, man.
Weet jy nee, ek het nou amper iets gesê. So are you saying Namibian men were not romantic?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Huh?
Yes, and you guys know that even you're not romantic, Neville. You've actually confessed to that on air.
Shines, wat lag jy? You are not part of this conversation. Can you please blame it on your band?
Anyway, back to the original point. It's not. I don't think it's a common occurrence. For whatever reason, we still prefer to date each other, or maybe we just don't have the options. Like, it's not like there's a drone of like foreign.
There is a drone.
No, of men here, and you have like this wide selection to choose from. There aren't that many like foreign African nationals in this country to begin with. So it's not like those selections are like, I think if we had more variety and, maybe we would see more of it. But a lot of people that are actually dating fellow Africans generally met them outside Namibian borders and rarely within.
Maria, what do Namibian men do right? Okay. Well, no, she's stuck.
Now I gotta think.
Yeah.
Like long and hard.
What do you do right?
What do we do right? Why would you want to date a Namibian man? And you know what? If you go out there on the beaches of Kenya, wherever you go with your Namibian men, and they ask you, what are the values of Namibian men? Is there anything good about us?
Yeah, I'm striking a blank.
She is striking a blank.
You know what? No. Let me be just very clear. I don't. My preference is not. I don't have like a preference for Namibian men. Like I'm telling people, I prefer Namibian men because A, B, C, D. I mean, the only thing is that at least within at least my tribe or my ethnic group is that there is more understanding on my background. So like if I date a fellow Omoambo person, it's like they at least understand like that cultural aspect and traditions that other tribes might whatever. But even that's not a preference for me. I like who I like, to be honest. I don't first look like, I like you but you are Namibian. I like you but you are a foreigner. I like you but you are white. I like you but you are this. No. Like I like you. The but can be like it will be a character flaw and not so much things that you can't change about yourself. So I don't have a preference for foreign men, and I also don't have a preference for Namibian men. I like who I like.
Well, if you reverse the roles, Maria, do you think Namibian ladies, so to speak, also have an issue with Namibian men dating Tswana Cherry or...
I don't think we have a problem with it. But we certainly I think Namibian women are more open to dating foreign men. I mean, I see it in conversations like, wanneer ek moet net uitgaan, Namibia uitgaan, laat ek my man gaan kry.
Nonsense. Nonsense.
I generally don't think, I've never, maybe my circles are just different, but I've never heard a Namibian woman complaining because a fellow Namibian man dated another African woman.
Yeah.
I've actually also never really encountered. But with guys having an
that's
issue.
Common.
But like with
wait a minute.
I think part of it is also our, segregated society, because we have issues. For instance, for us heteros, I know we have issues if that girl is dating. Not even it doesn't even have to be an Angolan or foreigner. Just another tribe.
Yeah.
It's like, wat maak jy met die Caprivi of met die Kavango of met die Tamara?
That's what I'm saying. I see a lot more of that. That's what I'm saying. We date each other, and then the issues are generally within the borders because we're tribalist. So the issues are generally within the tribes. Like, why would you date a Caprivian, or why would you date a Vambo, or why would you date a Damara? Those things. It's not so much why would you date a Xhosa, or why would you date a South African, or why would you date an Angolan. Those are not.
But for the guys, I know the guys have, they really like taking.
And it's
issue
not all. By the let's just be clear.
No.
You don't have an issue with all Africans. You have mostly an issue with Angolans.
Yeah, I guess moeg.
Because they must wear shoes that fit their feet, man. Why do they like small shoes? Okay, anyway. And keep moving on.
In South Africa, it's Nigerians, but we don't have that many, a large population of Nigerian men in this country. So maybe that's why it really comes up. But like I know in South Africa, for example, the South Africans have a problem with their women dating Nigerian men. So it's generally Zimbabweans. But a lot of South African women don't really date Zimbabweans. And here, a lot of Namibian women don't really date Zimbabwean men. It's very rare. It happens, but I'm saying it's rare. So I think Namibia's main issues with our brothers to the north.
Why are you smiling when you say that?
Because I love it.
What?
I love that they trigger you to that point. I love that.
What?
I love that Namibian men are so bothered by Angolans. I love it.
Die US dollar is klaar. Laat jy net weet.
En ons kizomba nog met hulle. Ons worry nie.
Mukuru anje. Let me maar read comments.
Kuduru jong.
Tarashinya. Alfredo Jack saying moral la familia bamunu odata mbwai. Wat is dat agree? The sugar mommy biggie credit gestuur. Madeleine Gavanas, good morning guys in the studio. Reynold Baggio Karihup. Not all Namibian men go and find out really. Okay, I don't know. And also, some reasons we are protecting our sisters because we raised their kids while they went back or nowhere. Our mothers, auntie, grandmothers raised the kids.
But how I don't understand that comment.
Reynold.
Are they protecting us against foreigners?
Yeah.
But they must protect us against themselves because it's their children that they can't raise that are going to the grandparents. Namibian men's kids, not the foreigners.
Alfredo says, Maria, go to Big Sky Wash. You will see them.
Where?
Big Sky Wash.
Because that's so.
Daai klomp chimbundus.
Met klomp Namibian cherries. Alvin say, Neville, please don't denounce the grave violence by Namibian men perpetrated against the women of this country by shouting hashtag #MeToo movement.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Alaid Maxine Guamas. Namibian men are just jealous that we found men that don't kill us for nothing.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Namibian men are violent. I use this broadly, and obviously, you know, if you're not violent, you're not going to take offense. But even non-violent Namibian men know for a fact that Namibian men are violent. We see it in the news every day. You understand? So for me, I'm going to go somewhere where I have a better chance of surviving within my relationship or when I end the relationship or whatever. You understand? Because here, and I'm sorry to say, I'm going to put Oshivambo men on the spot, but like even in the Awambo tribes, you know, violence there is just like I still think Awambo men are the most violent in this country. We know that for a fact, and not to say that it's not in other ethnic groups. No, don't tell me about the population size because I've done the ratios. Even with the even if you do the ratios, it's still disproportionately higher.
But why do you think that?
I think, you know, like I said, mental illnesses, the effects of war, that people did not really get that trauma, the entitlement, the culture. There's so many to look at. So like I said, all ethnic groups here in Namibia are violent, but the most violent, I don't even think it's a debate that Awambo men are the most violent. No debate.
You know, like the more we talk, the more the conversation tends to gravitate towards the violence of Namibian men. Like basically what we have come to term gender-based violence or passion killings, like you guys say.
Maria told us we must stop using that word.
Yeah, passion killing. There's no passion.
There's no passion in that killing.
No, passion is not always a good thing. It can be a bad thing too, but I get your point. Yeah. So then, how do we fix the problem? Where do we begin to fix this problem? Because it seems like the men are stuck with, you know, our traditional cultural values, sort of, where you have this need to be respected even though you're not earning that respect, and you need to be treated a certain way.
Ownership of women.
Yes.
She's yours. She can't leave you.
And women,
where are you going?
And women are ready to move into the new century, to like, you know, the world is moving in a new direction. And so there's this sort of clash between the two sexes. I don't know, it's just, I'm trying to kind of understand the problem here.
In my view,
yes.
Okay. The fact that we are being labeled as...
Have you ever hit a woman?
No,
never. Even if he did, would he admit it is the question?
No. It's not even about that. There's not even an option, Maria, in my mind that I would ever hit a woman.
I understand, but I'm just trying to say, even if you did, it's not exactly something somebody will just admit.
No, true.
I
can tell you, when I was in high school, I beat my girlfriend with a belt.
Is it?
I mean, I was much younger. I didn't know what I know now. And I couldn't hit her with my hand, so I hit her with a belt. Mary was looking at me like, what? Of course, in retrospect, it's not not necessarily a smart thing to have done, but I own it. It's part of my experience, and I learned from it, and I moved on. So
Violence,
Neville,
this is what I'm talking
Neville, as jy geslaan het, jy moet net sê
Never.
en vra verskoning asseblief.
Okay, so you asked him what was the point you wanted to make. He said he has never hit a woman. What was the next question?
So I was asking him like how do you solve the problem even in your like for instance you've got 2 boys, right? How do you ensure that you don't raise wife beaters?
They see how I deal with their mother in the house. That's what they see. I'm non-violent. I hate confrontation. I would rather sit and, for as long as I can remember, any relationship that I was in, I would sit and discuss
Talk it through.
and talk things through. I tell you, there has been times in my life that a woman in your life would trigger you to, man, as hierdie vrou nog iets nou gaan sê, because it's also, you just take me over the edge, almost there, but through God's grace and self-control, you just don't do something like that. And that is the self-control that we talk about here. We must have self-control. It doesn't matter what a woman says. It's all down to what you are doing. So doesn't and like rightfully as Maria said, men, we have this thing of we feel that we need to be respected. We need to be you need to hold me in a certain esteem at home because I'm the head of the house, etc., etc., or there's the relationship or whatever. But my point is, I personally don't feel that Namibian men per se, because the thing is, it would take all of us as we sit here who has the perception that Namibian men are the most violent to go and live in the South African community for
I didn't say Namibian men are the most violent. I said Namibian men are violent, and our Wambo men in this country are the most violent, proportionally higher than the rest of the ethnic groups.
True. But I'm saying, if you would go and live in South Africa for some time, and you go and live in Zambia or Zimbabwe for a number of years, I personally feel that you will experience the same situation.
So basically you feel it's an African problem.
No, it's not an African problem. Every country has their own problem concerning this issue about how men behave. I personally don't think, it's just my humble opinion. I don't feel it's right that Namibian men should be singled out as the worst. That other African men are better than us because we are inherently violent. Go over there and you will see the same thing.
Other African men have more money than you.
Let me just clarify. We do nothing. We do ourselves a disservice by not acknowledging the violence that we experience. Now, is violence generally it's a global problem? Yes, nobody ever disputes that. I don't think there's a single nation in this world that does not experience violence. Right, let's be very clear.
Yeah.
That's not what we're saying. We're not saying South African men. I don't even want to use that because South African men are also violent, just by the way. But let's say you say Botswana, an example. You say, oh yeah, but you're going to get violence in Botswana. Yes, you can. But is it going to be at a lower rate, at the same rate, or at a higher rate? Now, we know Namibia, violence is at a higher rate than a lot of African countries. I'm not saying it's the most in all of Africa, but it's at a very high rate. Violence in this country. As is the case in South Africa, by the way. So by getting on a defense about our violence, because you feel it pains us so negatively, it doesn't allow us to reflect, number one, and to do the work that is required, because we are still we are being dismissive about it. We need to first own that. We are violent. We know that. Every day, pick up a newspaper today, pick up yesterday's newspaper, pick up Monday's newspaper, pick up the newspaper, every edition from last week. I promise you there's a story of violence in every edition. So at some point, and this is just what's reported and what makes it to the media, go into your communities, because violence doesn't always have to end in death. We only get to know about it when it ends in death. But go into your communities. How much violence is happening on a day-to-day? It's happening in our homes. Some of us grew up seeing it, okay? It's something that we first have to own and then do the work. But it doesn't help us when we say, yeah, well, I don't agree that Namibian men are as violent. No, we're violent. Let's just accept it. We're violent.
Maria, my question is, I do agree that Namibian men are violent. Okay, and I think we need to just take a step back and talk about how this conversation started. And for instance, you could not even answer me when I was asking you what good values Namibian men have. That's my issue. Are we so clouded about everything that Namibian men are doing wrong that we don't see anything positive that Namibian men are doing?
What would you say is the good thing about Namibian men? Since you have men, let's answer that question.
I think Namibian men, we are protective. We do take care of our own. Namibian men are ambitious.
But you're giving me fundamental reasons that I can easily replicate to the next person.
But but that's what I'm saying.
Protective is partly the problem with this violence that we're seeing, just by the way. So
but that's
taking care
the
of
other side.
Taking care of your own. Go to the maintenance court. Namibian men are not taking care of their own.
All of them?
No, I'm generalizing.
But you can't generalize.
I have to, because if you're saying that Namibian men take care of their own, then the ratio of even cases at the maintenance court will be extremely low. I wouldn't use it as an overall, but we know maintenance court is overwhelmed with cases. So you can't use that about us taking care of our own. We know it's not happening in our we need to be realistic about our strengths and our weaknesses. Taking care of our own, you take care of your own. It's fine. That's what I'm saying. It's a generalization. Of course, it doesn't apply to every man. You taking care of your own. The reason I know we don't generally take care of our own is because when a man does take care of his own, he wants an applaud, like, I take care of my kids. It should be like fish in water. Who else is supposed to take care of them? But men generally want praise for that. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about general Namibian men. Yeah, ex-support mechanism. Yes, you are supposed to. Why do you want a trophy for it?
Just so you know, I support my kids, at least the ones that I know about. All right? If I don't know about them, then you can't complain me.
Maria still can't say in studio, as a Namibian woman, what are the good values of Namibian men?
No, because it's an individual thing. If I'm with you, I'll tell you what your strengths are, but not as a collective. I can't.
Let's quickly go through the comments.
But why can't you as a collective?
Blank.
So is that not a flaw of you as a Namibian woman?
No.
That you don't see anything right about
Give
the
me
Namibian
something
man?
to see.
Okay, let us work. Alfredo Prat.
Value systems.
Ek is moeg.
Neville Besson. Okay, you start with Neville Besson and then you address Maria. Alfredo, just dear mekaar. Maria praat die waarheid. Ons is romantic.
Dankie.
Alfredo also saying Joanna T and Benjamin. Wat 'n tribe is die? Laat ons 'n plan Hy staan in Zula for Namibian girls. So, Angie Shivede. They are always not honest, but run to kill when you give up on them. Why?
Thank you.
Okay.
So julle is die grootste cheats, maar julle wil nie opgecheat word nie. And Alvin,
Opgelos word.
Hipa, are you hearing this?
Alweer los vir Ripa.
Morning from Joanna. Alfredo, just stop bezig, man. That's it. Hoe gaan dit, Miss Beautiful? You go do those things in DMs. Dis waar mense mekaar steek, nie op die comments. Nangula Ndinoshinge saying Namibian men are cheap.
Yeah. You know what? Let's put it out there.
It's opinions.
No. Let's put it out there because I'm blank, and not because there's anything wrong with me. What would you say are the strengths of Namibian men? For example, I've heard, even when I'm in Angola and when I'm here, that the strength, for example, of Angolan men is that they're family orientated. We know that. They're very family oriented. They usually grow up in the household with their kids and help raise their kids, even if they're not married to the mother. They could be in 20-year relationships with the mother of their kids, not married but raising their kids. And it's a family unit. So that's something I constantly hear with Angolan men. They take care of their kids. They take care of their families. They are family orientated. I don't get that so much here in Namibia. So I'm asking, because I am curious. I mean, even Neville couldn't really give me like something that defines us clearly. Like this is a Namibian strength.
You know what, Maria? Because the thing is, I am so busy working at my own craft as a man that I don't, like you say, I don't have time to pause and wait for an applause. to wait for somebody to say, this is what you're doing right, that's what you're doing right, so that it can be put into perspective as to what I do right as a Namibian man. Okay? Then again, on the contrary, I can sit here and I can talk about a lot of good attributes that Namibian women have on the other side. That I can do. But it's very difficult for me to, because it's on the contrary, we want to see our Namibian women see not just the bad, but also the good values that Namibian men have.
And that's why, because for me, it's like what I'm saying, if I'm with somebody specifically, I can see their good traits, but I wouldn't necessarily apply those good traits across the board, because a lot of them is just unique to them. You understand? Your traits could just be unique to you. Because you're taking care of your own. I know it's not a general thing that Namibian men take care of their own. It's unique to you, just by the way. So, not to say that others aren't doing, I'm just saying the majority aren't either. So, it's one of those things. I just want something that when somebody says it, like, or even on that comment section, somebody says, this is the strength of Namibian men. There's no question. We're all nodding in agreement because we're like, yeah, es waar. Nie es waar. We can see that. But right now, I'm trying, but I'm striking a blank.
Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, now I'm sending out a plea to Namibian women out there. Okay?
And men as well, if they feel that.
Yeah, and the men out there who is watching this. Please give us some attributes, good attributes that we have as Namibian men. So we can just put it into perspective, okay? We know we mess up. Yes, we do mess up in a lot of ways. And it's an ongoing process to educate ourselves and to educate our fellow Namibian men. But come on, man, we can't just all be bad. There must be some good values.
But look here, to sort of tie both notions together, there's not going to be any trait that can be applied across the board to all Namibian men.
I was going to say.
Yes.
There's going to be some that some have. There's going to be some that others have. And also, like, just my personal opinion, I feel like certain things that you may consider strengths can be a weakness as well. Like, for instance, Neville, you pointed to the fact that we are protective, right? But then that protectiveness can cause situations where you are so
Violence.
protective that you feel like she's yours. If anybody touches her, whatever it is.
Protectiveness is obviously, from that angle, it gives a completely different angle as to being protected.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily make it a good thing, but it also does not necessarily make it a bad thing. So I guess it's perspective and how you apply yourself. As far as what is good about us Namibian men, my personal opinion is it differs from person to person.
Not even person to person, tribe to tribe. A lot of times,
even from tribe to tribe.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, if you ask guys, right, that same question, what is good about Namibian women? What do they do right? Somebody will tell you, oh no, they're ambitious, and then the answer like, no, they just like money. Where they go?
But laat die mense praat.
Ja, daar's eintlik klomp comments so. Dumba, Emmanuel Obosef.
Asseblief.
Nevertheless was an expert by these subjects. Apparently how it came up, never saw a Nigerian guy driving the Polo he bought for his side chick. And two rakata probably. Anyway, Nande Matundu, me too. I ain't got a type. I like what I like. But where are the Ghanaians and Senegalese?
The Ghanaians, yes. Sorry, I got excited there.
Kom hier, Maria,
kan je net gedra alsjeblieft?
Blaise Stanley Kalomo, Angie, we don't kill anymore. We just take what we bought. New way of solving the passion killing. So I can find it out. I'll take this week.
I wish it were true.
Come on.
My verpa, my polo.
So je jou verpa terug?
Ja, ik heb terug.
And Bradley says this is a Maria kind of topic, and I'm just here to hear her. Neville and Cubase, just chill on this one.
Okay, we shut up.
Alfredo, visa Wi-Fi gebruik jy? Ay, los vir bly uit asseblief. Talana. Talanawa and Pite Muhongo. If your men ran away back to their countries, just how we won't want you anymore.
We get nationality to the next country, bro.
Just know we won't want you anymore.
We are within.
Des van Wyk, I agree with Maria. Some men are violent. A very small percentage is decent. Bran Basque, please tell Maria to say 3 nice things about Namibian men.
There's nothing.
I'm struggling with one.
She
Okay, I'll give you one at the end of it. Let's just continue.
At the moment we're at -2. Alfredo just besig jy maak met hier mekaar.
Nee, laat ons hoor wat sê die
Alfredo sê, okay, Munene Maria hou van die topics asof sy tee drink. Kyk haar. En net en dan kom Neville Basson met sy speeches. Wat? Wat haar meer? Oh, that pisses her off more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the idea of the show. Antagonist, protagonist.
Des van Wyk, what's good about Namibian men? Small percentage. They have ethical values. They respect their parents and take care of them. They take care of their kids. They are providers. Men are educated. But then again, they like more than one woman.
Promiscuous.
Yes. Max Kamaunju, we don't want Kopindohas. Equally, our foreign brothers also hate on when locals date their foreign woman, an eye for an eye. Makes everyone blind.
Kopindohas.
Yeah.
Ons is niemand se property. Ons gaan waar ons gaan.
Jy sal nie gaan.
Ons sal gaan waar ons gaan.
Jy bly net hierso.
Nande says, no, the African men are not more or less violent. The fact is you are violent. Jella Namibian men. Namibian men can drink.
That's bad. I think that's also...
And so can Namibian women.
It fits into the violence we are seeing.
There is no beer.
My bro, most of the times we are getting drunk together.
Yeah.
Men and women. Protective killers.
Protective. You said they are protective.
Quest Eric Kashove. This goes to Namibian girls and women. Please stop depending on your men. Go work for yourself. Be independent.
I agree.
Otenso, take somebody in the conversation. I hope you have joined. Timotheus Omtai. Maria, what do you think why Namibian men are violent? There should be something.
Yeah, I said, I think I've said it on record. I think it's a long range of reasons from, like I said, mental illnesses, not getting the help we want, cultural elements, and all these traditions that we have. I mean, and then I said also post-colonial, those things, they have effects and they're catching up to us. So unless we do something, we're going to continue this.
Thomas Greenwell Iambo, can one not call in on the show? You know what? You post that comment again and tag this old boer called Chris Jacobi. Just tag him. Let him read that comment and we'll get back to you. Alfredo. Era Alfredo Jitlom Tata vandaag. How can you, Neville Basson, even agree that we Namibian men are violent just because of a handful of men that are violent? I mean, we are rated as one of the kindest people in the world.
Handful? Wow, no. Alfredo, jy lieg. Jy weet dit ook.
Manze, here comes another boxing bonanza. Manze, they never wanna discuss what triggered you, just how you reacted.
Yeah, because there's never a justification. However else you see it. If you tell me it's because, if you tell me you got triggered because your woman cheated on you, women also get cheated on, but we don't hit you. If you tell me you got triggered because she left you, women also get left. We don't kill you. If you tell me it's money, women also support their boyfriends in some instances, and when he goes...
Wie is die mogus wat gesupport word?
No, there's a lot of women that are holding their men down. We know it. It happens in our communities. But those men don't get killed when they leave. So it's like, whatever reason you try and state of why this violence happens, just know that across it also happens the other way around. The difference is we don't get violent. So the question is, why do you?
Yeah, like if you ask a dog why he pissed on your car, he's going to give you a reason. Everyone has a reason for doing something. But look, somebody else's inappropriate or unethical or whatever behavior does not justify yours. Right? Just because somebody else was inappropriate doesn't mean you have to be inappropriate. So that argument sort of falls flat on its face for me. But anyway, the violence cancels out everything if there's any good in Namibian men.
I agree. And I think that's where my struggle is. Like, I think the violence is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
When I say violence, I'm not just talking about physical and murder. It's also SGBV, like sexual violence.
It just outweighs the good.
It's so overwhelming that you're just like, but what are you guys actually giving? What do you offer that's good when all I'm seeing is this negative?
Alade Maxime Kaumas, Namibian men become defensive when we say they are violent instead of having the convo of why they as a collective are violent. Don't dismiss us, let's have a conversation. Right, this is what we try to do every morning here. Thank you for your comment. Makwa van Makwa. I remember your comment from yesterday. As I said, say purpose is not say hours, but maintenance not always necessarily resulted by men's negligence or resulting from men's negligence, I'm assuming. But mostly it's women who are pressing the button.
Again, trying to justify it. Yeah.
Thomas Greenwell, Yambo, which part of Angola are you talking about, Mary?
Ons was oral. So we were within the borders of Angola. You know, I was born there, so yeah, anyway.
Okay. Alfredo, Maria, our strength as Namibian men is dignity and caring for our partners until we kill them. Tenga Kea, Namibian men are cowards, period. No, that is a bit of a stretch. But you know, opinions. Stop eating our money as well, says Alfredo. Stop allowing your money to be eaten. Yeah.
That's so.
Tenga is like belabored, they are cowards. But it's not, we heard you. Okay? Base Basson is still a weird name. African guys are indeed physically and has money. Physically, of course, waist down. Because Namibian ladies like money a lot, but us Namibian guys are full of love and happiness. I'll mark the cherries on zak klaar, amai. Estomik, welcome from
Norway.
Yes, from Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Morning, maybe the men there need therapy.
Yes.
Being protective doesn't mean you own something. Maybe they are overprotective in a controlling way.
Yep. Therapy.
Monica Lewinsky, wow, says nothing. Only
Wait a minute. What's that name?
Monica Lewinsky.
Wacht hier.
Bill Gates. No, we're not going to do this. Continue.
Hey, wacht, ek wil net kyk of die naam reg is.
It's a no, just will say, can you listen? It's Monica Lewinsky.
But I can also be Bill Gates on Facebook. Why are you shocked? It's my Facebook.
It's not just a disclaimer, this is not the Monica Lewinsky. Okay, Monica.
It's not the Monica Lewinsky.
Monica says nothing. Only good at sitting at the car wash and gossiping.
Sex only.
The score is 5-0.
Brand says Namibian men are cultured. Score 1 for the men.
5-1.
No, I'm assuming culture is good.
Yes, but that's what I was saying. Like certain things which can be perceived as strengths, if you start picking it apart, you know, it can also be a weakness depending on how you apply it.
It can be good and it can be bad, but you're cultured, yes.
Marilyn Mokwena, Alfredo Jack, ek kom loer net asseblief, ek ken ook niks nie. Okay, so die mense hulle conversate met mekaar. It's good. I actually like to see you guys building
cool.
your own little communities on the show.
Yeah.
Maggie Living. Okay. Is that Livingi? Livingi. Okay. Not all Namibian men are violent. We can't say all of them. It's individual character. Namibian men are protective. They provide for their families back home, and most of them work to support their families back home. We also not innocent. We Namibian men also have our flaws.
Yeah, nobody's saying all. It's a general. It's a general statement. Obviously, if you are the exception to the rule, bravo to you. But this is a general statement.
Yeah.
Josie, Maria, why did you leave me? I'm just playing.
Is ook een van julle se character flaws. So look at wanneer om te grap.
Why did you leave me?
Okay, wait, guys. Josie Oscar is the name and says Namibian men can't cook. Hey.
Dis wat julle kan nie kook.
I can cook.
Kom na my kom bys toe.
Kom.
Oom Kribo, ons wil inbel asseblief. Oom Kribo, kom in asseblief. Chris, that's for you. Martin, Martina, Nessie, come and see. All right. Invite them. Let them come here. I got two more comments. Berta Mbango, general good traits, nada. I'll break it down by tribe. I'd say Vambu men are physically able, especially the ones raised outside the urbans. They are carpenters. Most of them can build, paint, weld, etc. And don't depend much on outside or paid labor for many simple house tasks. A basic earner can build himself a decent home all by himself.
They're handy.
Yes. But that was just the bamboos and the
No. That comment, by the way, actually said something I've been meaning to say when you said we can't make it a general. The reason we can't find general is like each ethnic group has almost like their unique strength. For example, I gave an example of a general one of Angolan men being family orientated, but you see the Afrikaners here. That's what they're known for. Like they're family orientated. That's their strength. You see them raising their kids within families, like not as many broken homes within that community. Yeah. And then, for example, if you go to the Herero men, I think for them, they're actually less physically violent. Herero men. Yeah. Am I wrong? But that's the perception.
I think you're right about
They're less physically violent than I would say compared to other ethnic groups, or tribes.
We're too lazy to beat somebody.
Tell a cheat left, right, and center. My slan is on a minimum. So I think, and we can just continue, and it's like there's a long. And then, for example, like I think to some degree, Namibian men. Wambu men have their strength, and Damara have. It's through and through. But what the strength of, for example, the Afrikaner community or the Herero is not a general one for Namibian. Yeah. And this is where sometimes we struggle with one general strength. So yeah, that comment actually just kind of feeds into what I was thinking.
Okay, Sisi Nakashona. Hi, we need to go deep in this. Please, punctuations. A man wants to cheat when you had enough, and out of it he ends your life. Because in most cases, you made him who he is, so he know he can't shine anymore without you. So what do? They kill you, not for love, but let's be honest, we do have real men in this country. That's why I will not go foreign. All right. Des van Wyk, some Namibian men just want to drive a pa and dress up, but stay with their mom. Oh. Yeah. Nande says, Namibian men live in the past. All right. We don't live in the era where men herd cattle and the women stay home to cook. Guys, or guy gets mad at you if he got home and didn't cook. Might beat you for such a thing.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think a lot of I will speak for the Wampo men, but I'm sure it's across the board. Like a lot of people, boys and men didn't grow up with affection in their homes. Yeah. So that's why I say also sometimes that romance is lacking because they don't really know how to express even just like romantic sentiments. A lot of them didn't get hugs and kisses, never even heard I love you from their parents. It was almost like a cold culture because and I'm not blaming parents, they didn't know any other way. Yeah. And but I'm just saying it's like a domino effect of how you're raised and now how you those characteristics are in you, and then that's how you also like express your sentimental whatever to the next person. So it's a whole chain of events, the effects, but it comes down to that, like we Namibian, I speak for our women, they didn't grow up with a lot of affection. So men are not the most well versed in love language. You know? Yeah.
Okay.
Namibian men.
I'm speaking, like I said, I can speak for our Wambo men. I don't really know how it is in other households.
So die pastors manne, die Nama manne, die Tamara manne, die Herero manne, en die Omkalos, please leave your comments so we know what kind of attributes that you have.
Wilson Kanji speaking for the Herreros. I said, Jay praat nonsense. Ons slaan nie, ons slag 'n bees vir haar.
Yes, wat ons gesê het mos.
Guy Owens, no, but he was talking to Alfredo because Alfredo said, Maria, Herero men slaan in die huis, vra vir Q. Everything that happens in the room stays in the room.
Maybe actually you're right. Maybe Herero women just don't talk about the abuse they endure because it's been normalized.
that is also it's actually it's a widespread problem. It's not just a Herero thing. Like this gender-based violence in the household has become so normalized.
Yeah.
Most people see it and just
especially, and it's not just especially in the like Nama Damara communities. So say if he doesn't beat you, he doesn't love you. I've heard that so many times. It's like really been normalized.
They say it's like, if you don't slap me at least twice a year, then you don't love me. What am I going to do with you?
I'm sorry.
All right, but you know, the comments keep coming in, so I guess we need to cut off here. Daai ouens moet eers rol mam goed koop. Roll on, I guess.
Oh no, we're not making xenophobic comments here. Thank you very much.
I don't know what that means anyway. But anyway,
I think it's trying to refer to the people on the east comments about wearing roll-on. It's a very ugly tribalist comment, and I'd urge the person to that said it to refrain from saying such things. It's not necessary.
You know what's said? That which you are complaining about actually turns some of your women on. But anyway, that is the show for this morning. Guys, we gotta go. Tomorrow, are we having a guest tomorrow?
We'll find out.
True.
That whiff.
It's the scent of a man. All right, we're out of here, guys. Enjoy the rest of the Thursday.
I need to say something, just, not as a parting shot, but I've heard this before from a lot of women. Some women would say, you know what, Neville, I don't like a man who smells too clean. I don't want a man that just, this Hollywood smell on you every day. I like sometimes a man to have that sweaty, smelly, odor, smell on him. And that brings the man and the out of it.
Can't relate. I can't relate. Hygiene is...
Daar komen interessante comments hier zo, maar is naka. Niklas Garap Kayongo says, yes, true, most Damara Nama men did not grow up with affection. However, they do love their women. For Damara Nama men, don't beat their women. The women say, what? If we don't beat them, then it's evidence we are cheating.
Oh, okay.
It's normalized, yeah.
Okay, and Nande says abuse comes in different forms. Hetero men are abusive emotionally and
true.
Disrespectful.
Yeah, and the cheating is also emotional abuse.
Yeah. All right, come on.
It's up to spot,
Great conversation, guys.
Yeah.
Great
Thank
conversation.
you. It's always nice being here in the mornings. It's actually the best part of my day.
Please make your comments. Mary, I'm gonna go read these comments now. That's all I'm gonna do for the rest of the morning.
We're out.